Hi guys, how's it going? My name is Anife. For those of you that don't know me, for those of you that do, hello, welcome back. Thank you for joining me again. For today's video, I'm going to be doing a drugstore glam makeup look, and I'm so excited because I actually picked up a few products I've been meaning to try out. For those of you that live in Canada, I don't know about you, but I have never seen Makeup Revolution anywhere, but then recently, a couple months ago, I started seeing their stuff at Shoppers, so I just picked up a couple new things. So I'm really excited to create a little makeup look using these things and share my opinions with you guys. But first, I just wanted to say a huge thank you to Rellery for sponsoring today's video. For those of you that watch my videos, you might recognize these chains I've been wearing. They are from Rellery. I am obsessed with them. They are so beautiful and the quality is amazing. What I love about Rellery is that they use precious metals to create their pieces, so they end up lasting a really long time. I hate getting jewelry that just ends up turning green, and even worse, turning my skin green, and this has not happened a single time with any of the pieces. So I'm so happy to have gotten the chance to work with them and tell you guys all about them. I'm going to be linking the Rellery website as well as these two pieces down in my description bar if you want to check them out, and you can also use the discount code Anife10 for 10% off. Now on to the makeup look. My skin is already prepped and moisturized, so I'm gonna go ahead with a primer. I've got the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer here. I love this stuff. It makes my skin look amazing and it feels really good on the skin as well. Next, I'm going to go in with my favorite drugstore foundation. This is the Maybelline Dream Radiant Liquid Hydrating Foundation in the shade Sandy Beige. And I'm just using a Morphe brush to blend that in. This one is unnamed, but I'm going to leave a link to the set down below. I love how this product looks on my skin. It really lives up to the radiant in the name. And I also love that it contains hyaluronic acid and collagen. I have been struggling with my skin a little bit, so I love when a foundation has beneficial ingredients as well. This foundation is a medium coverage, but it's a buildable medium. So I'm just taking a few more pumps with a beauty sponge and I'm going over anywhere that needs some extra coverage. I'm also just gonna go over the whole face with the sponge because I love the finish. Okay, I think I'm happy with the coverage, and do you see just how like glowing I look? Look at the radiance. We love it. We love radiance here. So next I'm going to highlight and brighten using a concealer. This is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Concealer. So I really took a shot in the dark with this shade because you can't test them. I'm hoping it works, but I picked up C7. I really hope it's not too pink. I really like a yellow or golden undertone. As usual, I'm going under my eye and bringing it up and out towards my temple just to lift the face a little bit. And I also like to bring it a little bit higher on the nose to kind of reverse contour. This shade isn't as light as I want it to be. I usually will put an exclamation here on my nose, but because it's not as light as I want it to be, I'm gonna go in with my e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in the shade Fair Warm. This is so light, so it's really gonna help brighten. I'm just gonna put a little bit right here in the inner corner, over here, my forehead, just a little bit. And now I'm picking up a Morphe M432. I'm just gonna grab a little bit of that concealer and then stamp that down the bridge of my nose and on the tip. As always, I'm going to let the concealer sit for a little bit just to get tacky and give me some more coverage, and I will be right back. Okay, it's not a pink undertone, but it's not a yellow undertone either. It's very neutral. It'll do, but I do wish it was a little bit more yellow because I feel like yellow really brightens my under eyes. Next up, I have another Makeup Revolution product. This is the Luxury Baking Powder in the shade Banana. So this is yellow, which is exactly what I want to give me that like bright under eye. The one thing I don't like about this is that usually powders come with a lid, so you can like get some product in the lid and then dip your sponge in. This one doesn't have that, so I'm just using like a random other powder. So I'm just dipping my sponge in and I'm going to press that into my skin. And I just like to pat that wherever I place the concealer. So under my eyes, on my forehead, my chin, and down my nose. I'm also just going to place some in my smile line because those tend to crease a lot. I also brought the powder just a little bit higher up here on the sides of my nose to reverse contour again. And now I'm just taking a Morphe E3 to dust everything off and kind of like blend any excess into the rest of my face. I do really love this powder. It's so fine and it really blurs the skin. My face is looking a little bit flat now because it's so powdered. So we're going to contour now and bring some dimension back into my face. So I'm just going to be using the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This is the deep bronzer, and I'm just going to place that just above the hollows of my cheeks. I'm trying so hard not to use the words lift the face, but I'm doing this to lift the face. I'm also going to put a little bit on my forehead, but I'm going to use a really light hand because if you don't, this bronzer can end up looking very dark. I'm going to grab some more and use that to define my jawline. I feel like I want my cheekbones to have just a bit more definition, so I'm going to go in with a smaller brush. This is again an unnamed Morphe brush, but I'm going to link the set down below. I'm just going to place it right in the hollows of my cheeks. Now I'm going to do nose contour using a Morphe E27, and again just the same bronzer. And I just like to focus the product on the tip of my nose, in the sides. And I'm also going to do the little line across here just to give me that button nose look. And then with any excess product, I'm just going to blend that up the bridge and into the eyebrow. If it's looking a little crazy like mine is right now, you could just go over it with a little sponge. And I just feel like this looks a lot more natural than when I use a cream contour. For blush, I'm going to go in with this one here. This is the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Blush in the shade Innocent Flush. I love this color. It is so beautiful. It really is an innocent flush. And I'm just going to pick that up on a Sigma blush brush. I have no idea what it is actually. I've had this brush forever, so the number is rubbed off, but I'm going to find out and write it somewhere on the screen. And then I'm just going to place it on my cheekbones and up towards my temples, again, to lift the face. And I'll be honest, I do like to go in with a lot of blush just to do a bit of a blush contour. If you don't know what that is, it's basically just when you use only blush to contour your face instead of the bronzer, and you just place it exactly where I did just now, and it kind of like lifts your face without having to do a lot of shading. And also the blush and the bronzer both have such a beautiful sheen to them, so that adds to this like radiant look I'm going for. Before I do anything else, I'm just going to set my face with a setting spray. You guys already know I'm going to be using the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. Now Morphe isn't a drugstore brand, but it is a very affordable brand, so I thought I'd be able to get away with sneaking this in here. As you can see, I like to use a generous amount. And then I'll just use my sponge to pat everything in, because I do use a lot of powder to set my face and just make it look super flawless. I do like to use a lot of setting spray to kind of make my face look less chalky. And the setting spray just does such a good job of making your makeup look flawless. Now it's time for highlighter. I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild MegaGlo highlighting powder in the shade Golden Flower Crown. And I'm just picking that up with a Morphe M501 and applying it to the high points of my cheeks. So pretty much where I already had that glow, I'm just going to use this to accentuate it a little bit. I'm going to take a little bit on my forehead. And of course, nose contour is never complete without the nose highlight. I'm just taking the highlighter on a Morphe M213, and I'm just placing that on the bridge of my nose and the tip, like a little exclamation point. Okay, next is eyes and eyebrows. I'm going to bring you guys in a little bit closer. So first things first, I'm going to be filling in my brows with the NYX Lift and Snatch brow pen. I just did a little review on this if you want to go check it out. I'm going to link that, put that up here somewhere. But yeah, I really like this. It's such an amazing product for such a good price. First, I'm just going to brush my brows. And now I'm going to fill in my brows like I usually do. Oh, I'm a disaster. So as you can see, I barely have a brow tail, and that's because I like to draw it on a lot higher than it is meant to be, just to kind of, say it with me, lift the face. So what I like to do is take the pen, actually we're gonna give that a good shake, and then what I'm gonna do is draw a line going from like right about here all the way out to where I want my new brow tail to be. As you can see, there's still a couple of brow hairs right here, but I'm gonna take care of those later, either with the gel or with some tweezers. And then I'm gonna use the pen to create some hair-like strokes. This is the shade Ash Brown, by the way. So now that I kind of have the brow shape that I want, I'm just gonna take the pen and draw some brow strokes at the front of my brow. And I'm also gonna draw on a few brush strokes at the top of my brow to kind of give it more definition up there as well. So now I'm picking up the shade Espresso, and it's a little bit darker, and I'm gonna use that to define the tail of my brow here and just make it look a little bit more realistic. Now I'm gonna take the NYX Brow Glue right here, and I'm just gonna use that as a regular gel to set my brows in place. I reviewed this as well in that same video if you wanna go give that a watch. So I'm just gonna try to brush the brow hairs here up. All right, now I'm just going to do the exact same thing on this eyebrow, and I will be right back. The difference always kills me. Okay, brows are on and they're looking intense. I actually have all my products lined up in front of me because usually I waste so much time looking for the product that I want to use. So I have like eyeliners and eyebrow pens, and then I accidentally grabbed an eyeliner and I started doing this eyebrow, so that was really fun. So for eyeshadow, I'm going to be using the Makeup Revolution, what palette is this? The Jewel collection. This is the Gilded palette. Oh my god, it's really messing with my lights. But yeah, it's just gold, and then the inside looks like this. How pretty is this palette? I love it so much. I've already played around with it. These shades are all really pigmented. There's mattes, there's shimmers, and then there's some glitter shades as well. And honestly, I would buy this palette just for the glitters. They are amazing. They're so pigmented, they're so shiny, and this palette was like 20 bucks. It's literally $19.99, that's insane. So I'm sure you guys noticed there was a few like orange and red shades that I'm gonna try to incorporate. I actually used to wear reds and oranges on my eyes all the time because I found that it really like brought out the green in my eyes. So for like a full 2 years, I would only wear burgundy, red, orange eyeshadow, and I haven't done that in a while, so it's gonna be nice to bring back 2018 Anife. I'm just gonna apply a little bit of concealer on my eyelids. Just a tiny bit, because I already have like foundation on there. I just want a little bit extra. I'm just blending out the concealer with a Morphe E22. Now I'm picking up a Morphe M441, and I'm going to take the shade Summer Love, and I'm just going to start working that in the crease. And I'm just going to blend the color out here, diffuse it out into the temples a little bit. Well, now with the Morphe M433, I'm going to take the shade Confession, and I'm going to work that in the crease as well. I'm also going to bring it down onto my lid, just on the inner corner here, and then the outer corner as well. With the Morphe M441 again, I'm going to pick up the shade Heat Wave and just use that to blend out Confession. Picking up this brush with some Confession again, I'm going to go over the exact same places. We're doing a lot of blending today. And are you guys seeing that there has been no fallout so far? Very happy about that. Now with the Morphe M506, I'm going to pick up the shade Thrill, which is this like espresso color. And I'm just going to use that to define the outer V. And now I'm just going to use the brush that I picked up the orange shades with to blend that out. I'm not picking up any extra product. I'm taking more of Thrill with this same brush. I'm just going to apply that to the inner corner. And I'm just using a really light hand to do that. Now with the Morphe E36, I'm going to take the shade Confession, and I'm going to run that along my lower lash line. And I'm just going to connect that to the outer V. shape I have here and just kind of blend the two together. The front isn't as dark as I want it to be, so I'm just picking up more of that thrill color and adding that there. Now with any remaining product, I'm gonna run that along the outer half of my lower lash line. I'm loving how this is looking, but now for the finishing touch, I'm gonna go in with one of the shimmers. I'm gonna use Mesmeric, and just look at that. I literally just gave it a little swirl, and it is just so bright and so pigmented. I'm just gonna use my finger to like pat that on to the center of my eye. Oh! Did you see that? Oh my goodness. That is amazing. You guys. This palette is so good. I'm so impressed. I'm literally so impressed. Anyways, I just want to darken the outer corner a little bit more, so I'm picking up this same brush with Thrill again, and I'm just gonna pat that on the end here. And once again, we're gonna take a brush and just blend that out. Perfect. I'm going to catch this eye up and I will be right back. Okay, now that I've caught up this eye, I'm just going to do some last minute finishing touches. I'm picking up a Morphe 124 and the shade Glam, and I'm just gonna apply that to the inner corner here. And I'm just going to take the highlighter that I used in that same brush and just apply that on my brow bone. And I'm just gonna blend that out a little bit. Now with this same brush, I'm gonna take Mesmeric again and just apply it on the inner corner of my lower lash line. I'm wondering if I should do a liquid liner, but I feel like I just want to do some nice lashes and leave it at that. I feel like I always do eyeliner. So today we're going to do just the shadow and some lashes. I'm going to go ahead and coat my lashes in the Maybelline Lash Sensational mascara. This is one of my favorite mascaras. It is amazing. It gives my lashes so much length and volume. I'm not going to do any on my lower lash line. I like to keep my lower lashes really like light, and I feel like when I apply mascara it just looks like way too dark down there, so no mascara down there. I do feel like something's missing though. Okay, I think I want to do a liner on my waterline, so I'm actually going to take the Morphe Sweet Tea liner. Again, not a drugstore brand, but it is very affordable. This was literally $4. And I love the Morphe lip liners because you can actually use them on your lips and your eyes, so it doubles as a lip liner and also an eyeliner. So I'm just going to sharpen that to make sure it's clean. And I'm gonna go ahead and line my waterline. It's so subtle, but I feel like it really makes all the difference. Now I'm just gonna pop on some lashes. I'm actually gonna be using these ones from Amazon. I'm gonna link them down below. And if you wanna see my hack for applying fake lashes, I'm gonna be linking that video up here somewhere, so you can go check that out. I will be right back with the lashes on. Okay, lashes are on, and I'm actually really glad I didn't do eyeliner because I love how this looks. We're almost done. I'm just gonna do lips now. So I'm actually gonna go in with that same Morphe lip liner in the shade Sweet Tea, and I'm going to overline my lips. And now I'm just gonna fill them in a little bit. For lipstick, I'm gonna be using the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink Liquid Lipstick in the shade Driver. It's a beautiful nude color. I'm gonna take the lip liner and just blend that out a little bit more. Perfect. Okay, I'm officially done the look. I feel like it's so different to anything I've done on my channel, like just so much darker and red and not nude, which I usually always do a nude, but I really love how it turned out. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but it does actually bring out the green in my eyes so much. So if you guys have like hazel eyes or green eyes, definitely try this out. It will really make them pop. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. It really helps me out. If you like this vibe, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.